Last year, Americans over 50 lost more than $3.4 billion to fraud, and the average victim never saw it coming. Not because they were careless, because these scams are built, tested, and refined by criminal call centers that treat fraud like a business, with scripts, sales targets, and quotas. If you think you're too sharp to fall for this, that's exactly the mindset scammers count on. Stick around, because number 6 fools even cautious, financially savvy people, and number 2 has fooled retired police officers. Number 1. The grandparent scam. The phone rings late at night. A young voice, shaky and scared, says, "Grandma, it's me." Before you can ask which grandchild, a second voice cuts in, claiming to be a lawyer or bail officer, insisting your grandchild is in jail after a car accident and needs cash immediately, wired or handed to a courier, and please don't call mom and dad because it's embarrassing. The Federal Trade Commission has tracked family emergency scams, pulling in over $25,000 from a single retiree in one call, with the national average loss sitting near $9,000 per victim. Scammers scrape obituaries, social media, and school announcements to learn real names so the details can feel eerily accurate. The red flag is speed combined with secrecy. Real emergencies rarely require untraceable payment within the hour, and real attorneys never ask you to keep family in the dark. Before you do anything, hang up and call your grandchild directly on a number you already have saved, not one the caller gives you. If you can't reach them, call another family member to verify. Agree on a family password now, a word only real relatives would know, so nobody can talk their way past it during a moment of panic. Banks and wire services cannot reverse cash sent through services like Western Union or gift cards, which is exactly why scammers demand those methods. If someone on the phone insists on a gift card at CVS or Walgreens as bail money, that alone confirms it's fraud. Slow down, verify, and remember that a few minutes of embarrassment checking in beats losing your savings to a stranger with a good script. Number 2. The romance scam. Romance scams now cost Americans over $1.1 billion a year, and adults over 50 report the highest average losses of any age group, often north of $15,000 per victim. It starts innocently on a dating app, Facebook, or even a comment on a photo. The person is attentive, complimentary, and seems to genuinely understand you after years of feeling invisible. Within weeks, they profess love, but a video call never quite works out, and eventually a crisis appears: a stranded oil rig job, a medical emergency overseas, a shipment stuck in customs, and only your money can fix it. Retired law enforcement officers, nurses, and engineers have all been drained of six-figure retirement accounts by these networks. Many run out of overseas fraud compounds. The clearest red flag is a relationship that escalates to declarations of love within days and moves off the dating app to text or email almost immediately. A second red flag is any excuse for why video chat never quite happens. Reverse image search, their profile photo. It often belongs to a model or a completely different person online. Never send money, gift cards, or cryptocurrency to someone you have not met in person, no matter how convincing the story. Tell one trusted friend or family member about the relationship early, before feelings deepen, because an outside perspective spots manipulation you're too invested to see. If they discourage you from telling anyone, that secrecy itself is the scam revealing its hand. And if money has already changed hands, stop sending more the moment you suspect something is wrong. Report the profile to the platform and file a complaint with the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov, because early reports help investigators freeze accounts before the money moves overseas for good. Number 3. The tech support scam. A pop-up fills your screen with a blaring alarm sound and a message claiming your computer is infected, listing a Microsoft or Apple support number to call immediately. Or your phone rings and a caller claims to be from your internet provider, saying your router has been hacked and sending fraudulent charges. The FTC estimates tech support scams cost older Americans upward of $350 million annually, with a median loss around $800 per incident, though some victims who grant remote access lose tens of thousands after scammers pose as bank fraud departments to help reverse fake charges. The scammer's real goal is remote access software, like AnyDesk or TeamViewer, which hands them your screen, your files, and sometimes your banking session. The critical red flag is any unsolicited pop-up or phone call claiming to be tech support. Microsoft, Apple, and your internet provider do not monitor your computer and will never call you first. If a pop-up appears, do not call the number on screen. Instead, restart your computer, or if it's frozen, hold the power button to force a shutdown. Never install remote access software for someone who called you, and never read a one-time verification code out loud to anyone on the phone. If you already granted access, disconnect from the internet immediately, then have a trusted local computer shop or a family member run a full security scan before you log back into anything financial. Set up two-factor authentication on your email and bank accounts now, before you ever need it. Number 4. Medicare and health insurance fraud. Around open enrollment and tax season, Medicare fraud spikes sharply, and federal investigators estimate improper Medicare billing and related scams siphon off more than $60 billion a year from the system, a portion of which lands directly on beneficiaries through identity theft and fake billing. A caller claims to represent Medicare, offers a free genetic testing kit, a new silicone knee brace, or a discount card, and asks you to confirm your Medicare number to process it. Once they have that number, they bill Medicare for equipment you never received and can use the same number to open fraudulent medical accounts in your name. Legitimate Medicare representatives already have your number and never call asking you to confirm it, and Medicare never sells products door-to-door or over the phone. The clearest red flag is any offer of a free medical device tied to a request for your Medicare number. Guard that number exactly like a Social Security number, because it functions the same way to criminals. Shred any mail with your Medicare number before throwing it out, and review your Medicare summary notice every quarter for services or equipment billed that you never received. If something looks wrong, call Medicare directly at the number on your card, not a number a caller provides, and report it to the Senior Medicare Patrol, a free federal program built specifically to help you fight this kind of fraud. Number 5. Fake investment in cryptocurrency schemes. A friendly stranger messages you on LinkedIn or a financial forum, builds trust over weeks discussing markets, then introduces a can't-miss cryptocurrency platform showing steady 15 to 20% monthly returns on a slick-looking dashboard. This is often called pig butchering, a term from the way scammers fatten up a victim's trust and investment before taking everything. Regulators estimate these crypto investment scams cost Americans over $5.6 billion last year, with victims over 50 losing an average of $30,000 each, since they're more likely to have real retirement savings to draw from. The dashboard showing your growing balance is fake, entirely controlled by the scammer, and the moment you try to withdraw, they demand a tax or release fee to unlock your funds, a fee that vanishes along with your original investment. The red flag is any investment platform you cannot verify through the SEC's Edgar database or FINRA's broker check tool, both free to search online in minutes. Guaranteed high returns with no risk do not exist in legitimate markets, ever. Real investment firms are registered, licensed, and searchable by name. Before moving a single dollar, ask a fee-only fiduciary financial advisor, someone legally required to act in your interest, to review the platform. If a contact discourages you from getting a second opinion or pressures you to move quickly before an opportunity closes, treat that pressure itself as your answer. It also helps to remember that legitimate wealth builds slowly, through diversified accounts you can log into with a bank or brokerage you've heard of, not through a private app a stranger installed on your phone for you. Number 6. The government imposter scam. This is the one that fools even careful, financially literate people, because it borrows real government language and real fear. Your phone shows a caller ID that reads Social Security Administration, or IRS, and a stern voice explains your Social Security number has been suspended due to suspicious activity linked to a crime, or that you owe back taxes and a warrant is being issued today, unless you pay immediately. The Social Security Administration's Inspector General has logged losses over $68 million a year from this scheme alone, with victims over 60 accounting for the majority of reported losses, often north of $5,000 each. Caller ID can be spoofed to show any number, including the real Social Security Administration hotline, so the number on your screen proves nothing. The IRS and Social Security Administration never call demanding immediate payment, never threaten arrest over the phone, and never ask for payment in gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency. Genuine government correspondence about a real issue arrives by mail first, always. If you receive this call, hang up immediately. Do not press any button to speak to a representative, and call the agency directly using the number on their official website or the back of your social security card. Even seasoned professionals who know these rules intellectually can freeze under the manufactured urgency of a supposed warrant, which is precisely why hanging up first and verifying second has to become a reflex, not just a rule you remember later. Write the real agency phone numbers on a sticky note near your phone today, so in the moment of panic, you're dialing a number you trust instead of scrambling to search for one. Number 7. Sweepstakes and lottery scams. A letter arrives on official-looking letterhead, or a call comes in announcing you've won a sweepstakes, a lottery, or a publisher's clearinghouse-style prize worth tens of thousands of dollars. There's just one catch. You need to pay a small processing fee, insurance charge, or tax up front, usually a few $100s, to release the winnings. The FTC reports victims over 50 lose an average of $1,200 per incident to this scheme, though repeat victims, often targeted again after paying once, can lose far more over months as scammers keep inventing new fees. No legitimate sweepstakes, including real ones like Publishers Clearinghouse, ever requires a winner to pay money up front to receive a prize, and this single fact eliminates nearly every version of this scam instantly. A second red flag is being asked to keep the winnings confidential, which scammers frame as protecting you from other people's jealousy but actually prevents you from asking a family member for a reality check. If you never entered a contest, you cannot have won it no matter how convincing the certificate looks. Real prize notifications also don't arrive demanding payment through gift cards, cash by mail, or wire transfer. If you receive one of these letters or calls, do not respond. Do not call the number provided, and consider reporting it to the United States Postal Inspection Service if it arrived by mail, since mail fraud carries serious federal penalties that agency actively pursues. Number 8. Home repair and contractor scams. After a storm, a van pulls into your driveway, and a friendly crew offers to fix your roof or repave your driveway today, at a discount, because they happen to have leftover materials from a nearby job. They ask for a large cash deposit up front, start shoddy work, and either vanish entirely or demand more money before finishing, leaving your home in worse shape than before. Consumer protection agencies estimate home improvement fraud costs older homeowners more than $500 million annually nationwide, with average losses per incident exceeding $3,000. Since these jobs involve large sums in cash payment, the classic red flag is any contractor who arrives unsolicited, pressures you to decide today, and asks for full or majority payment in cash before any work begins. Legitimate contractors carry licenses and insurance you can verify through your state's contractor licensing board, usually with a quick phone call or website search, and they provide written contracts detailing cost, materials, and timeline. Never pay more than a small deposit, generally 10 to 20%, before work starts, and never pay the full balance until the job passes your own inspection. Get at least 2 other quotes from established local companies with a real address and years of reviews before agreeing to anything. If a crew pressures you by claiming the discount disappears the moment they leave your driveway, let them leave. A legitimate business will still be there, with the same fair price next week. It's also worth photographing your roof, siding, and foundation before storm season each year, so you have your own record of existing condition if a stranger ever tries to convince you damage exists that simply isn't there. These 8 scams share one thing in common. They all rely on speed, secrecy, and fear to stop you from pausing and checking with someone you trust. That pause, just a few minutes to call a family member, verify a license, or look up a phone number yourself, is the single most effective defense against every scheme on this list, and it costs you nothing. Share this list with your parents, your spouse, or a friend who lives alone, because the people who fall for these calls are rarely careless. They're simply caught off guard at the one moment they didn't expect to need this information. If this video helped you feel more prepared, tap like and subscribe for more.